The squeeze of AMC's stock seems imminent. Utilization is high, short interest is high. The stock is consolidating around support despite the attacks. And the CEO just committed to sticking it to the hedge funds. Fully professional, of course. Let's talk about the impending squeeze of AMC. Let's look at what their CEO, Adam Aron, just pledged, and let's get to it. What's up, YouTube? James with Thursday Media here, and AMC may have just gotten the final push that it needed to go to the moon. In this video, we'll be talking about some theories behind the price action that we saw earlier this week and address the big news released in a Trey's interview with AMC CEO Adam Aron. AMC has been running sideways for a while. Sure, we see red days, and those are discouraging if you're looking at the daily. But looking at things a little further out, the stock isn't making any aggressive moves up or down. Utilization, which is the percentage of shares lended out versus what can be lended out, is being reported as high as 97%, and short interest is at some record numbers. Technically, AMC's stock is sitting in a less volatile position than normal, with retail investor sentiment likely pushing it up. And one thing that we should always push is the like button so that YouTube knows that we're still in the game. This week, Redditors have proposed that market makers and hedge funds are funneling buy orders through a dark pool to keep buy orders from impacting the stock price, and then posting their sell orders only to the open market. There have been many strategies posted outlining that funds have taken to shorting ETFs that hold AMC to depress the price even more, since AMC shares are rapidly becoming scarce. And this is in addition to the many other strategies that have been introduced. If this is what's happening, then hedge funds must be running out of ammo, and the squeeze might be right around the corner. But there was one massive problem for retail investors, and an advantage that institutions had. Shareholders have been asked to vote by May 4th on granting the company an additional 500 million shares to utilize if needed. The thought of dilution has been a drag on retail investors who continue to hold, and an adrenaline rush for hedge funds to rally, get negative media out, and attack the stock again. And then we got the Trey's interview with CEO Adam Aron. In it, he explains how the vote does not immediately dilute the stock. Doing so would be foolish and also hurt his own net worth. And that the process is for restoring AMC's management the ability to acquire resources, negotiate acquisitions, or raise capital in the future if necessary. The last time that shares were voted on was in 2013, and that set of 500 million shares took nearly 8 years to fully dilute into the market. The argument Mr. Aron makes is that AMC's management would follow the same structure in using the shares only if needed. But he's the CEO of a company. He's not oblivious to what's going on. We know, and he knows, that a yes vote on this proposal would probably immediately kill any chance of a squeeze happening, and that retail investors would immediately lose faith in the company. Mr. Aron needs the shares and he needs retail investors, but it seems like he can't have both. So which one did he choose? In probably one of the most epic CEO moves, Mr. Aron came on a YouTube channel to speak directly, unedited, to retail investors and make the following statement. We hereby pledge at AMC that if shareholders approve this authorization for 500 million new shares to be issued, we will not use one of those 500 million shares in calendar year 2021. He also preempted by saying that they would make a filing to make this pledge official, and sure enough, today it is. In a single promise, Mr. Aron has probably reignited retail sentiment, encouraged investors to give him what he wants, and put hedge funds back in check. And it's almost like all of this was built by design. I'm sure the executives at AMC hate the hedge funds just as much as retail right now for trying to put them out of business. Imagine if this entire time Adam Aron talked about dilution to dampen sentiment and encourage hedge funds to short even harder, knowing that he would eventually drop this bombshell pledge and potentially win the game for all of us. As this price action is drawn out, I've been thinking that institutions that have been attempting to bankrupt AMC have been hoping for May 4th to arrive, and that the dilution scare would be enough to kill the stock. If that's the case, then they would have won. All they had to do was hold out a few more weeks and keep the stock price right where it was at, and that hope of theirs was just crushed. So what does that mean as far as the squeeze is concerned? Well, now that the paperwork has been filed, you still need to vote in a way that you think best impacts the company. Make sure that you vote, because if you don't, then your vote will automatically be counted as a no. It also means that instead of having a couple of weeks to force this squeeze, we now have 8 months to ride this wave, so keep holding. The chain reaction will likely start soon, and AMC CEO Adam Aron may have just lit the fuse on purpose. So a huge thank you should go out to Trey's Trades for getting this interview and the message out to investors and having a ton of faith in AMC. But as always, I am not a financial advisor. I'm just a regular guy with a regular job, hanging on to my shares of AMC as tickets to the moon. So always make sure that you do your own research and that you make financial decisions that you're comfortable with. If you're interested in beginning with investing, I'll leave you some links down below that'll help get you started. If you found this video helpful and you want more like it, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. I post every Thursday and Sunday unless I throw in a bonus. Keep holding with diamond hands, our time is near, and as always, thanks so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.